Okay, today I'm going to talk with you guys a little bit about understanding and perceiving reality. Understanding and perceiving reality. Understanding and perceiving reality. It's absolutely amazing to me how close I've been able to come over my years with the Creator. How close I've been able to get with Him. How good I've been able to know Him. How well I've been able to know Him. How fundamentally important He is to me. How fundamentally important He is to all of us once we actually find Him. To be able to find that higher self, that deep inner self that says, you know what? I'm going to try to do the best that I can in every situation. And I've gotten to know Him through, addiction. And He's always been there for me, and He's always helped me when I needed Him. He's been there for me through relationships. Some of the times when I was crushed so bad and I felt like nothing in the world could possibly bring me back from this much pain. But He was there for me, and I came back. And I've been so thankful to get to know Him in this way. I've been so thankful to have such a good God. Once you actually get to know God and get to know Him and who He is, He's that great universal spirit that binds us all. That's my best way to define Him. You know, He's helped me through countless situations. So much so that I've altered my life and tried to constantly do the right thing to show my gratefulness to Him. And I believe that you can find this higher self through many religions. I hear a lot of people bickering in the world right now about religion. A lot of people are always bickering about religion. They've had Muslims killing Christians, Christians killing Catholics. It's been going on for a long time. And these are just the religions that we understand and know. Ancient civilizations have been doing this for millennia. And we need to get past all that stuff already. I'm a big believer in the Christ story. Jesus Christ came and died for our sins. I absolutely believe that. When I listen to that story, a lot of people feel like it's sci-fi. To me, it's not so far-fetched. I understand the kind of trauma that He went through. Look into my history, look into my past, review my life and all that I've been through. I've been through serious stuff like that. I get it. It's tough. The only way that He was able to cope with that and deal with all that was He found the highest version of Himself that He could. And that was that universal spirit that binds us all. There's a lot of talk about the American spirit right now. We're going through a lot politically. I'm not sure how I feel about all that, because I haven't seen it fully played out yet. But things are going to get even harder. You know, things continue to get harder. A lot of people wonder, I wonder, for example, whether or not we had our beneficial 7 years. It talks about in the Bible in Revelation, you know, when the Antichrist comes, he'll be preceded by 7 years of perpetual goodness, or 7 years of harvest, you know, reaping positive things, having a better life. Or maybe they were just talking about Him coming to the earth and having 7 years of creating mass miracles, things that people could never thought happen. It's important to realize that there's good and evil in everything. So, the reason there's good and evil in everything is because good and evil are part of life fundamentally. Just like you are good and evil. No matter who you are, I'm one of the best men that I know. But that's not to go as far as to say that I'm without sin. I know I have sin. I'm living it. I'm here dealing with it. I get it. It's tough. But I'm thankful that God has gotten me through. Because I realize this, I try to sin as least I possibly can, if that makes sense, to the smallest amount. There's some things that people think are sin that God doesn't necessarily think are sin. I believe that. Because what's sin to one man isn't sin to another. But I do believe fundamentally, I love that word today, I do believe that every man realizes in his heart of hearts, the truth of whether what he is doing is right or wrong. And the Bible teaches, most importantly, not to judge others, not to judge one another. That's why every religion keeps going wrong. We're all stuck judging each other. There's some inherent problem in everybody, in all of us, where we want to be the victor. The ego in the inner self is built up to such a point in some of us that we refuse to lose. We can't take it. We can't take the idea of losing. We can't take the idea of not being the best. We can't take the idea of someone not being in love with us. And we force that will on others. And some people succumb, to that force, because that's part of attraction. Propulsion and repulsion. Some of us just connect, magnetic. Anyways, I forget what I was first starting to talk about. I was first starting to talk about reality and perceived reality, and being how thankful I am to be as not to be as creative as I am, but to be as connected as I am to the Creator. And this is done through diligence. Constantly trying to keep your eyes on all that you're doing. Trying to remember to be thankful to the man who's doing it for you. Try to remember to be the best man that you can be when you're doing it. Whatever it is that you're doing. To be good in your craft. This was a lesson that should be common knowledge to most of us. It's important to take pride in what you do and to do it the best you can to the best of your ability. So, these are all part of perceived reality. These are all part of how you perceive reality. Once you get these lessons down, once you understand the way to think, it will almost automatically teach you how to be the best you. And it won't even be like you trying to be the best you. After a while, it'll just be what you naturally do. You understand? It's like laying bricks. Laying bricks is simple. You lay one on top of the other and one on top of the other. You feel like you'll never get the wall built. But eventually, the wall builds. Politically, I started talking about politics for a second. That's because I was watching a lot of CNN today. They were talking about, and whatever they were talking about. I halfway pay attention sometimes. But anyways, Donald Trump is talking about building this wall. I worry more about the walls that people are building spiritually right now. Tell me that's not important. That's far more important than what you think is going on in your local neighborhood. I live in a pretty bad neighborhood, and my neighborhood's pretty good. I think it's not us that are sick morally. there's a big majority of us that are sick morally as well. I'm not going to lie and say there's not. There are. But this is how you reach them. This is how you fix the situation. You don't build a wall. Eventually the wall gets knocked down. I don't want to build a wall. I want to build self. I want to build values. I want to build morals. I want to preserve the spirit, not cage it up. As always, I'm very thankful for God. Very thankful to God for giving me the power to make another video. For allowing me to speak. And for giving me another day. This has been Jeremy LCD. Please follow me. Jeremy Tragic as well. Talk to you soon.